Okay, here we go. Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. Well, I don't know what anything is for unless I listen to that still small voice telling me this simple truth, that everything is for my good. So let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. I'm not this body that you see, although today I feel fabulous in my body. I am as God created me, and we are all one family, and it's possible to live in peace. So let things be exactly as they are. Oh, you can't change me, and you can't change God. No, you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. Kumbaya. Oh, howdy, everybody. Come join us in the room if you're on the radio. Me and Shauna, Arizona, are having fun. Come join us on the Hollywood Squares. Wow. I'm so glad to be with you guys. It's been quite a week for me that I want to share with you today. A big miracle week for me. And I want to share a little bit about how that came to be, and then some of the practices that I've been doing, and a couple of videos, things like that. Ooh. Wow, just the vibration of the sound of Om and just resonates, and the sound of the universe, the sound of creation, the sound of God just vibrating with us. And as we gather, co-creating together with us, all of us together, creating this circle of unconditional love, where everything that we like and everything that we do not like is included. And we welcome it in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. every person, every situation, every feeling, every thought, every emotion. Just thank you for this experience of being divine in this human learning device. It's quite a ride. And I love it. I love it. And I've learned to trust it no matter where it leads. So, with that love and that trust and that letting go of what we think it should be like, we enter the moment. We take a deep breath. And we say, thank you, God. Blessed be, and so it is. So, this week was the premiere of Ryan Murphy's TV show, the series called The Beauty, and episode 6, which I was in a guest star role, which was a really big dream come true for me. Like, really, really big for me. You know, I'm an actor, singer, performer, minister, and I've been doing that for a long time. And during my journey in New York City for 30 years, you know, I had many experiences. A lot of them, well, I moved to New York City to become an actor. It didn't quite go the way I thought it was going to go. So after 30 years of auditioning for things and doing this, that, and the other, but never having a real, I guess we'll say mainstream sort of breakthrough or anything. This week, my episode premiered, and it was absolutely amazing and a complete dream come true that it was a miracle the way it happened. And so that's kind of what I want to share about a little bit. After 30 years of struggling and trying to, I don't know, manipulate people, like whatever, like all of those years of struggling and striving. And then, my dear husband of 20 years, Glenn, passed away in 2024. So I moved up here to Vermont, and I said, just whatever, forget it. Forget show business. Bye. I'll never see you again. I'm moving to Vermont, right? So I get up here, and that was the letting go process. I had to let go of my life in New York. I had to let go of my relationship with Glenn. It was a real time of grieving, and it was really emotionally very difficult for me, as you've witnessed over the last year, especially Shauna, because she's been with me every Sunday over this last few years and have seen how I've been working with all of these struggles and the grief that I've been going through and stuff. So about this time last year, I received a call for an audition, and I took the audition, of course, but I wasn't told what it was for. It was just a really lovely role that I thought, oh, this would be great to do. And it's a trans woman role, and it was written so beautifully and so lovingly toward the character. Clara is her name. And I just fell in love with the script. But I had no clue that I was going to get the part. So, after I auditioned, I just let it go. Once again, this is the let go part of it. I just, whatever, I just let it go. About a week or so later, the casting office called me up and said, "You got the part." And I didn't know. She had to tell me after I got the part, that it was a Ryan Murphy show. I had no idea that it was such a big name attached to it, or that big name stars, Ashton Kutcher, Isabella Rossellini, Evan Peters, like Anthony Ramos, like big stars, were in this TV show. And me. So I didn't believe her. And she had to convince me that this was a real opportunity. Well, it was so funny because I had to let that conversation go too. And I was just like, okay. I was so nervous. I was so scared. I was like, okay, we'll call my manager and work out something, because I do have a manager. So, so she called him, and while they were working out things, I was just like, okay, God, however this goes, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If this is right for me, then, it'll be mine. So that was another really letting go process before I got the final confirmation that I was indeed cast in this role, and that, it was a huge professional upgrade for me. So at this point in the story, I'd like to share my song Let Go of Grievances with you, because for me it's really appropriate at this little point of the story, because I was holding all kinds of grievances, about not ever getting a break, I'm auditioning for 30 years, nobody's paying attention to me, like blah, 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 all those silly things. And this song just fills me with joy. And plus, my dear sweet husband Glenn is in it. So, Shauna, if you don't mind, we'll do that.
My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. My hands, my feet, my everything. My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. My hands, my feet, my everything. A gift to Holy Spirit to bring miracles and blessings. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Yeah. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Miracles will come to me. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. Miracles will come to me. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Yeah. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. My hands, my feet, my everything. I give to Holy Spirit to bring miracles and blessings. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. We are free. We are free. free. Let go of grievances and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances and we are free. We are
We are free. We are free. Hey, Connie. Hey, Ellen. Who else is over there in Mexico? Howdy, howdy. So, I began telling the story of how I got on the TV show, and so part of that is about practicing letting go of grievances, So, when my manager called me back and said, yes, indeed, this is an opportunity for you and you really need to do it, I was scared to death. Absolutely scared to death. So that was another thing I had to do, was trust the path laid before me and know that, I could do it. That this was what God was opening up for me, for my path. And the funny thing so I went to New York, but first they sent a limo to my trailer. I live in this trailer on this little plot of land in Vermont on top of a mountain, right? So the company sent this big fancy limo, drive it up in my right in front of my trailer, and I'm like, okay, kids, my life is about to change. So they flew me to New York and put me up in a motel. It was just star treatment all the way. It was really amazing. And one of the most touching and beautiful things about this experience was we filmed it during the week of the first anniversary of Glenn's passing. So the last day of filming was on the actual day, the first anniversary of the day that Glenn passed. And the presence of Glenn was so real for me on this set, because this story you're going to see, because I'm going to Sean's going to show you a little clip of the scene that was so incredibly meaningful to me, and where I felt Glenn so strongly, because the scene's it's really a love story between these two characters, and my character is about to go through a transformation as a trans woman to become the woman she has always wanted to be. And the actor playing the character was, holding space for that to happen. Well, that's what Glenn did for me in my life. He held space for me to blossom into the feminine being that I always knew that I was. That I didn't have to pretend anymore to be male. So, in this scene that Sean is about to show you is the culmination of the whole episode, my part in it, and was a huge culmination for me of knowing that I'm loved and cared for wherever I go. So, if you can play that, Shauna, I would love to share. This is from this week's episode of The Beauty, episode 6. If you want to watch it, it's on Hulu or FX. And this is my big moment, so. No, wait. What if it gets confused? What if it doesn't turn me into what I'm supposed to be?
Clara.
No, my hormones are all over the place. It's estrogen and testosterone wrestling with each other. I don't even know what's going on inside of me anymore.
Okay.
No, but I don't care. I don't care. I have to try. I have to believe that if I'm the woman I know I am, that's what I'll become.
Exactly.
For once in my life, if I've been given the chance for the outside to look like what I feel on the inside, I have to take it.
Be bold, right?
Let's do it. Thank you. Well, for those of you that don't know the story, go ahead, Connie.
That was some good acting there.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, that's so great.
Thank you so much. Really. It just, the character of Clara, I just loved her. If you haven't seen the episode, if you want to see it, the story is just beautiful. And it's not gory. This episode isn't. The other ones are. But if you don't know this story, it's a sci-fi, story where a drug is created that will transform your body into the most beautiful young aspect of yourself that you can be, and so it's on Hulu and FX, actually both, so you can watch it either on Hulu. It's an FX production being presented on Hulu, but if you have FX on your cable, you can watch it that way too. So yeah, this story really was something that I really related to. But Clara's personal story about transformation and really wanting to live authentically was the big thing for me. And it was truly beautifully written. So trust, right? Trust and love and trust and love. And walk in that trust. I trust my brothers that are one with me, because they're one with me eternally. I trust my sisters that are one with me in every situation. When I'm driving down the interstate, I don't wanna hate that guy that tailgates. So I pull over and I let him pass. I'm not in a rush anyway. I'll never know why he's so speedy. Maybe it's an emergency. But I know my thoughts of anger make me lose my peace. And so I'd rather say, I trust my brothers that are one with me, because they're one with me I trust my sisters that are one with me in every situation. And now I'm standing at the hardware store. I am waiting for some keys to my front door. And I am overcome with grief from the passing of my beloved. I started crying when it's time to pay. The clerk said, "Are you okay?" It took my breath away. My life is not cooperating with me today. She said, "I feel the same way, and that's okay." And that just made my day. You never know what someone's going through. It could be you who's feeling really blue. And because I'm on this journey with you, it helps so much to say. I trust my brothers that are one with me, because they're one with me eternally. I trust my sisters that are one with me in every situation. I place my future in the hands of God, in the hands of God, in the hands of God. I place my future in the hands of God in every situation. Oh, thank you. Thank you for singing and playing along with me, Shauna. Wow, so it's the walk of trust. It's really that. That's what... Wow. Oh, thank you, Shauna, in the chat. It's just really that. You know, before Glenn passed away, I thought, you know, oh, I trust, I trust God. Yeah, all's well. I'm a minister. I'm out here doing things. I'm sharing my light, you know. And then the world takes a crazy turn. And I'm like completely lost. And just have to walk step by step. God, I don't know what anything is for. I have no idea. What's happening? Why am I even here? And to walk through all of those feelings and to embrace them, for me, is the path of trust. And so today we were looking in Thoughts of Awakening in the mornings, which now is just my regular routine. I love it so much. We were contemplating Thought of Awakening number 45. And whenever we do the contemplations, I always contemplate the A Course in Miracles lesson, workbook lesson along with it, to see what connections there are and to see how they inform each other and how it resonates with me. So the Thought of Awakening, number 45, says, "You are trust, because trust is within you. When you do not know trust, you do not know yourself," capital S. You are looking at an illusion of yourself when you don't know trust. You are looking at an illusion of yourself, which is not truth. You are trust. When you let trust be your guide, you are led by yourself, capital S, from our Holy Spirit. And then the workbook lesson number 45 is God is the mind with which I think. And this little piece that I want to share with you from that says, you think with the mind of God, therefore you share your thoughts with him as he shares his with you. They are the same thoughts because they are thought by the same mind. To share is to make alike or to make one. Nor do the thoughts you think with the mind of God leave your mind, because thoughts do not leave their source. Therefore, your thoughts are in the mind of God as you are. They are in your mind as well, where he is. As you are part of his mind, so are your thoughts part of his mind. So, I did this contemplation. And then I went back later and looked at the contemplation, excuse me. I've got well-wishers calling me from all over the place. It's incredible. My high school friends from, I don't know, 50 years ago, I don't know. You know, and so anyway, that was a long time friend, but anyway. So, walking the path of trust, right? So in every situation, so I went back to in my contemplation and I sort of organized it more cohesively. So I wanted to share my notes with you that I took and expanded on. So from Thoughts of Awakening number 45, we hear you are trust because trust is within you. And when you do not know trust, you do not know yourself. And then, of course, from A Course in Miracles, we hear God is the mind with which I think. Now, at first glance, when I first looked up, it's like, oh, these are two different ideas. You know, one's about trust, one's about the mind. But I realized they're saying the same thing. Hey, Bubba. He's my Bubba. My little Bubba boy. Say hi to everybody. This is Seder. So when I started digging into this, I realized that they're telling us the same thing because they're telling us who we are. And so the ego tells us that trust is risky. The ego says, don't trust people, right? Don't trust outcomes. Don't trust yourself. Protect, defend, guard. And, you know, the Course tells us that to defend ourselves is to attack, right? So, you know, attack is defense, defense is attack. But Thoughts of Awakening tells us something very radical to me. It's you are trust. Not that you should try harder to trust. Not that you need better evidence before you trust. Oh, yeah. Okay. Show me what I want, God, and then I'll trust you. Guess what? Don't work that way. So, Regina says, you are trust. Because trust is within you. And lesson 45 explains why. God is the mind with which I think. So, if I think with the mind of God and God is love, then the thoughts that are truly mine are thoughts of love. And love trusts. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. And when you're in love and gratitude, that's the vibration of trust. But when I forget all this, which I do, and I look through the ego's lens, that lens says, me versus them, my side versus your side. my safety versus your threat. And in that state, I do not know myself, capital S, because I'm looking at an illusion self who is separate, an illusion self who has to defend, and an illusion self who cannot relax into the arms of love. And when I'm believing that illusion, it just feels dangerous to trust. But then I go back to lesson 45 in the course. Thoughts do not leave their source. So, if my source is God, if my mind is held within divine mind, then my true thoughts never left love, even when the ego chatter arises. And that's a crucial understanding for me now. Even when the, ego is doing its thing, blah, 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 blah. I'm still held. I'm still in the arms of God. I'm still in the mind of God. I'm still in the love and in the trust. That's just passing. La 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 la. Blah, 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 blah. That just passes. That's not real. What's real is that I, my true self, am the very essence of that love, of the very essence of trust, the very essence of peace. I'm in column A. Oh, goodness. And so I don't have to be afraid of my thoughts. Even the ego-based ones, because the ego thoughts are not my source. They're not myself. They're not my truth. They're simply misperceptions arising in a mind that still believes in separation. And this is, things come to me in just silly ways. So here's the humor of it to me, right? And so much of my practice of our truth teachings happen in my car. So I don't know if that's true for you guys, but when I'm driving in the car, it gives me tons and tons of opportunities to practice. So here's what I thought was so funny. When I noticed those thoughts, when I was working through all this, I was in the car and I was noticing all these ego thoughts. But so when I noticed those thoughts, I can say, hi there, to the ego. Hi there. I don't need your input right now. Just go back to driving the car. Because that's what the ego's good for, like practical things like that, driving the car, learning how to read, learning how to type, learning, whatever. These little, Glenn used to call it his personal assistant, and he had a little vision for the ego. It was a reptile dressed up in a business suit, and that was his little personal assistant ego icon. A lizard in a business suit. I was like, okay, that works. So, when I recognize the ego shenanigans and just let them go by without getting attached to them, I don't go through all of this war within my mind and suppression of feelings or guilt. I just recognize. It's like, what's our teaching? I think it was Leo, just, bring it to awareness, and that's curative. And that's power. Because the moment I recognize an ego thought as ego, I have already stepped back into trust. Right? You are trust. When you let trust be your guide, you are led by yourself, capital S. What is that self, capital S? Well, for me, that self is the mind of God in which I think. And to trust, I'm not gambling with anything. I'm not crossing my fingers and hoping. I'm aligning with what is eternally true. I'm aligning with the path of light, the path of freedom, and the path of love. I'm aligning with that when I just notice what the ego's doing. When I just take the time to notice and don't let it just slip on by. I just notice, and that's alignment. I'm back in the light. I'm back in the freedom. I'm back in the love. But I've never left, truly. I just think I have. That path does not sideswipe me. It does not abandon me. It does not betray me because it's not outside of me. It's what I am. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Jill. I'm having fun. I'm preaching. I'm in a preaching moment. Oh God. So for me, here's where it becomes really, really practical. If my brothers and sisters think with the same mind of God, which they do because we're all created the same, then beneath whatever fear is going on in my brothers and sisters' thought system, beneath that conditioning and beneath those ego defenses, they are trust too. So when I decide to trust my brother and trust my sister, I'm not trusting their personality. I'm trusting the Christ in them. Right? I'm not trusting behavior. I'm trusting the capital S self that we share. And this dissolves the illusion of us and them. Because if we share one mind, then there is no other to fear. Only love. And sometimes, we're confused about that. But love always remembers, it always brings us back into alignment. Boy, that's a knowing that is truly experientially real for me. So when I rest in this knowing, something softens. Joy begins to well up. And I know I'm not walking this path alone, and I'm not manufacturing safety or peace. I'm thinking when I'm thinking with the mind of God. And I'm held in the arms of love. Even when I wobble. Even when ego thoughts get loud, and sometimes they do, don't they? They get really loud. Even when the world looks chaotic, which it certainly does. But none of that matters. Trust doesn't mean the absence of noise. Trust means I know which voice is true, the voice that likes me. So, today, right here, right now, with you guys as my witness, I make a simple decision. When fear arises, I do not attack it. I do not shame it. I remember. I think with the mind of God. I remember I am trust. And from that remembrance, I choose again. I choose to trust my brothers and sisters because they are one with me. You are one with me, and I trust you. I choose to trust the light because it is what we all are, even if we're behaving badly. And in that choosing, the illusion of separation loosens its grip. It's a choice I make. So, my last few thoughts here are, I'm not trying to become trusting. I'm remembering that I am trust. And I'm not trying to access divine mind. I'm already thinking in it. I'm already there. And that mind is love. Blessed be. Oh, gosh.
Anna,
Yes.
I just wanted to thank you for sharing your direct experience of awakening with us, because I realize that's what you just did.
Yeah.
So thank you for claiming it. Thank you for seeing it for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. Oh my goodness. I'm just sitting here in this stillness because this knowing, this understanding, this shift is so profound for me that I have no words sometimes. I'm just so grateful. Thank you for bearing witness to my sharing. Thank you.
To love and be loved in return. My willingness is everything. My willingness is my strength. My willingness is my God. And in this love I will abide. Ooh, I am willing. Ooh, I am willing. Ooh, I am willing to love and be loved in return. Expression of my desire to forgive takes me higher. It's written on my heart. I'm grateful for this brand new start. Ooh, I am willing. Ooh, I am willing. Ooh, I am willing to love and be loved in return. To love and be loved in return.
to love and be loved in return. Thank you. Yeah, that gives me the warm fuzzies too. Well, I'm going to turn the mic back over to Shauna. Thank you for joining me. And remember to listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one. And she will tell you how to act like it. Thank you, you guys. I love you very much.
Yolanda, is that a new song?
It is!
Ah, I love it. So
Thank
beautiful.
you. Oh, I'm
Brought
glad you
tears to
like
my
it.
eyes. Yeah.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much. All right, my friends. Turn it back over to you, Shauna. Thank you, everybody.